Charlie, what about you?
Happily married.
Okay.
We've been together for 5 years, and we'll be celebrating our 3-year anniversary in May, and we have a beautiful daughter.
All right. Well, I think, you're being the only married person here. I think that's perhaps a good jumping off point. I think a lot of people, both men and women, they're kind of frustrated with the current dating landscape. Do you have any thoughts on this? What's your diagnosis and any solutions? And we'll open it up.
Sure. Yeah. I think people need to date with the intent to marry. Yeah, I'm a big critic of hookup culture in its current form. I believe sex should be sacred and is sacred, and it's really thrown away way too generously in this society and culture. And I can tell you, I'm super blessed. I have the best wife in the world. We have an amazing life. Building a family is the coolest thing ever, and my prayer for all of you is that you one day can do that.
That's so cute.
It's honestly the most joyful thing, and I've had some pretty amazing experiences. I've been very, very blessed, very lucky, you could say, but very blessed is the word I would use. And the greatest joy I've ever had is coming home to my little daughter running up to my leg. There's nothing that even comes close to it. Not flying on Air Force One, not meeting with presidents. That pales in comparison to your little girl coming up and squeezing your leg.
Okay, got it. Does anybody else have any thoughts on that with,
Yeah. So I just wanted to circle back because you said something that caught my attention, and I disagree with it. Because you said something like, I hope all of you can experience that, and you said something like, I hope all of you can experience that, and I don't disagree with that. I hope we can all experience joy in life like that. That's amazing, but I just feel like I don't know why you said it that way. Maybe we're not going to experience that because we don't have the same values as you.
Is that what he said?
From that,
I thought it was.
I don't think that's.
I don't know.
That's not the impression I got. But I'll if Charlie wants to answer.
Well, if I said it that way, I didn't mean it that way. But do you feel is that a goal that you have to be a mother?
There's a thing.
Okay. The P star is giving Charlie a covert. Whoa. Okay. All right. Okay. I know. Okay. All right. Moving on.
No, but Molly, do you think that
keep it?
Is that okay? No.
Oh no. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, is that a goal that you would want in your life to be a mother?
100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think that in your self-described current line of work that is more or less likely?
What do you mean by likely?
Maybe you can tell me more about your line of work.
What would you like to know?
Do you think that it's going to create a good, happy family in the future?
Right now I'm working on it. Yeah, me
That's
and
good.
my boyfriend are doing really well in our relationship, and honestly, I think contrary to what most people would believe, I think being in porn has strengthened us.
Why is that? I've never heard that.
Yeah.
What can you tell me why?
So basically, being in porn and having sort of this open type of relationship where you can have sex with other people, obviously there are certain boundaries in the relationship, but it really makes you think about, what's important, why you love this person, and, you start to really hold things true that are deeper than just sex, and I think that on top of that, you can share sex with other people together, and that's really bonding, that's really fun.
Are you ever worried that do you ever get jealous of him if he has sex with other people?
Yeah.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
So how does that strengthen your relationship?
Because we're able to talk about it, and I think every time that I bring up a concern and he's able to soothe it and we're really able to work on that bond, it just makes it stronger.
Have you ever, when you were having sex, do you ever think it's more than physical? That maybe there's emotional and spiritual connections you might be introducing?
No.
So it's a purely physical experience?
Yeah.
See, for me, sex is more than physical. That's the least part of sex for me because I get to share it with my soulmate. It's my best friend.
It's definitely a big energy exchange.
It's a big energy exchange. And so, Molly, I would ask respectfully, wouldn't you want to only share that energy exchange with the person that you love most and want to have children with?
I think sex can exchange different types of energies. So, like, you can exchange an intimate type of energy, or you can exchange a really passionate, like, horny type of energy. You can exchange dull energy during sex. You can exchange manipulative energy during sex. Sex can be used for a wide variety of things, and I think the biggest one is, like, marital spiritual connection, but you can't deny that there's other benefits to it as well.
If you could be with your boyfriend currently, and I waved a magic wand and I said you can make $1 million a year and never do porn again, would you?
No.
Okay. Okay.
What?
Are you making more than that a year, Molly?
Not yet.
Oh, well
Yeah.
then, I mean, aren't you doing that? That's your profession, so I assume you're doing that to make money, correct?
Yeah, 100%. Well, also
But Charlie
I'm
just
doing
has a magical wand. He's got, that's not the wand.
For the sake of argument.
He's used the wand. You can make $1 million a year.
Yeah.
You don't have to do, the adult content.
Well, the thing is, I wouldn't have to do it. That would be great, but I would still want to do it. I mean, personally, like, I'm an exhibitionist. I love, like, putting my sexual self out there for other people to see, for other people to, like, touch themselves to, have fun with.
Can I ask you a question? Since you're about presenting yourself to the world, do you have a good relationship with your father?
Okay, here we go.
No, I don't talk to him.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
I actually think it's principled that you said you wouldn't give it up just for money, because that shows that you do it for reasons beyond just like financial ones. That shows you have like a genuine passion and interest in it.
Grid 1 Motorsports donated $200. In other words, sex is whatever she needs to make believe it is at the time she needs to rationalize it. It's called whole logic.
Oh.
I wouldn't use that language, but Molly, what I would say is you seem like a sweet person. Maybe something to think about as the years go on, that maybe sex should just be saved for the person you love most. I would ask you or the panel, what would your definition of love be?
Me and the whole panel?
Or just anyone. I mean, that's just the fundamental question with dating, right? Is that a tough question, guys? What is?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, it's a
I feel
very
like love is
complex
complicated.
answer.
You know what? Let's go around the
Sorry, I
table.
don't mean to-
Oh, no, it's great. It's
No,
great.
I-
It's great. We'll go around the table. Do you want to answer? So your question is, what is love?
Yeah, that's a song too.
What is love?
It's a good song.
Yeah,
It's a good
or
song.
how would you define love? Because I think
How do you
that
define love?
Shouldn't that? Could we all agree that's probably a good goal of dating, to find love? Could we all
Yeah.
agree on that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. So we'll start with you. We'll go around the table. If you guys want to give your answers for that, go ahead.
I feel like love is an emotional connection between two people that value each other and accept each other for who they are. I feel like that's what love is. I feel like real love is when you find kind of, I guess, things you don't like about the person you're with and you still choose to be with them and grow with them either way. I feel like that's real love.
I feel like that's more of a romantic type of love. I feel like love is something that's going to transcend just romantic relationships. And I would say it's like an emotional bond that exists between human beings. And I say human beings just to specify that I don't think it exists between people and things, because I think that's kind of materialistic.
Flan Life, thank you for the gifted 50 memberships. Appreciate it. Sorry, go ahead, Aaron. Go ahead.
Just that I think love is a connection that exists between people, not things, to get away from more of like a materialist understanding of like people saying like, I love my car, or I love this item or whatever. I don't really think that constitutes love. But other than that, I would not be able to really define it. It's a question that philosophers have been debating since the beginning of time. I don't know that it'll be answered on this podcast.
Hold on.
Donald Trump donated $200. I'm pleased to announce Charlie
that's
Kirk
a
as
big-
my
that's a
VP
big
pick.
announcement.
It'll be the best. Big. Trump Kirk 2024. Tremendous. We will make America great again.
For the record,
I'm
I'm not old enough. For
Oh, you're not old enough to be the VP pick. Okay. I thought we had a whatever exclusive here. Charlie Kirk,
35.
the VP pick. Okay. Sorry, Aaron. Go ahead.
No, just that.
Oh, okay. What about you?
I agree with both of them, so I don't really have anything else to add.
Okay. All right.
There's different types of love. Obviously, we don't feel love for our parents the same way we do with a romantic
Sure.
partner, friend.
Or friends, yeah.
Yeah, but with that being said, I would classify love as a deep connection and emotion that you share with someone, and also kind of like really hoping for the best for that person, for who they are and their future, and just like what you hope you can do together as well.
Okay.
I agree with them as well. I think love is accepting someone for all of them, not just the good parts. And I think that it should be like unconditional. If you're going to love someone, that it should be, you know, the good and the bad.
That's a tricky one for me because I have a hard, I'm difficult to kind of deal with the term love and things around it. I'm kind of scared of it. But I feel like the main type of love that I like to focus on is just the self-love. Like as the rest of the girls are saying, there's so many different types of love you can find in a partner, but I feel like, I don't know, I couldn't imagine myself loving someone unconditionally, but myself, sure, I can find ways.
Can I ask a question?
Absolutely, go ahead.
Why do you think you're afraid of love?
I don't know what it is. I think maybe the commitment.
It's scary.
And
Love
it's
is
like,
scary.
yeah, it's scary, isn't it?
Would you say other people, are you afraid of love?
I
Do
feel
you
like
feel that way?
I feel like people are afraid of happiness because happiness isn't long term. You can't stay happy forever,
Yeah.
especially with the person. It's not always going to be perfect. So I feel like a lot of people are scared of love because I feel like, well, let's say you're in a relationship with somebody, right? And I guess the best thing you can hope for is to end up dying together. It's no matter what, it's never like forever lasting. So I don't know. I think that's how it is.
And it's also scary because, like, if you give more to someone and they, like, don't give it back, like, that hurts a lot.
I think honestly that's the most beautiful part about love, because true love doesn't really care whether you're loved back. It hurts if you're not loved back, but
That's
you're
what I
still
mean,
going to love that person or
Yeah.
yourself or whatever. But I think that love in general is just a deep understanding and acceptance of a human being.
Yeah, the Greeks had 4 words for love. English has screwed this up. So in Greek, the first word would be phileo, which is the brotherly love, the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia, right? So we all know that what that's like to love a sibling, right? But that's a completely different type of love than storge in Greek, which is to love a child, which is my wish for all of you. It's a great thing, as I said. Also, there is eros, which some of you may have had before, which is erotic. We get the English word erotic from. But then there's this...
You looked at me.
Did you look at her?
I did
didn't.
kind of glance right in her direction right as you said that. So.
And then the last is agape, which I'm a Christian. We believe that's the highest form of love, which you guys mentioned sort of, which is you would give your life for that person. And that's a very hard thing, right? I would give my life for my wife in a second and for my child. And I guess my question is, and anyone can chime in, through the current hookup culture, OnlyFans, is it more or less likely to get towards that ideal self-sacrificing type of love?
Yeah.
Personally, I was just gonna say, personally, I think that a lot of people today are so wrapped up and stuck because they don't know how to love themselves. And that causes, you know, a lot of stuff to happen, and it can cloud your mind from really being able to, what's the word I'm looking for? Pursue and look for a connection with another person.
And also with like social media and like dating apps and stuff now, like people are so used to like having options and just like literally just having like whoever they really want to. So it's like a lot harder for people to be like, I guess, more serious because once...
Go ahead, keep going.
Because like I don't know, like for a lot of people that are into like hookup culture and stuff, like I don't know, I just feel like there's a lot of options and people don't take it serious because there's so many people to choose from. And like if they don't like one thing about you, they're like, oh, okay, I'll just find someone else then. Like, I don't know, it's kind of... Yeah, but I think that goes in terms of like anybody, not just OnlyFans people. Yeah. OnlyFans obviously does get in the way of someone wanting to take you serious. But I've actually noticed OnlyFans has got a lot more guys in my DMs. So when I post a booty pic, everyone is loving me. That's all I know.
Well, do they love you or do they lust you?
Well, it's probably more lust, but it's still something
Would
to feed my attention ego.
If you could find a stable soulmate, would you quit that line of work? If you were totally financially supported, similar to the question of Molly.
I mean, anything to make me stay in bed all day, I'll take it. So yeah, but in terms of a soulmate, I don't know. Like I'd rather myself be my own soulmate. Like I was raised by an independent mother. I haven't really seen
much of a like kind of I guess a relationship, but I also feel like you don't really need it. My mom has done everything for herself and for me. So I don't know, I feel like menopause as well, I'm gonna get sick of them and I'll be in a marriage that I will regret. So
Sick of who?
If I get married.
Oh,
So
sick of your
You guys have such a dark view of marriage. It's a beautiful thing, everybody. It's this exciting,
with the right.
I've yet to
amazing.
experience
No,
something that makes me believe
trust me.
it.
Part of the problem is the culture is so dark and terrible.
It is.
I will be perfect. It's very hard. Marriage is very difficult. It's the hardest thing I've ever done, and raising kids is even harder than that. And I've done some difficult stuff, but it's by far the most fulfilling.
Charlie, do you think people should wait until marriage to have sex?
Ideally, of course, yes. But I'm not here to judge people I'm not here to say that you're a bad person or whatever. I have my...
Sorry, can I just ask?
Yes, sure.
Did you wait till marriage?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
It was the greatest decision of my life.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow. I would not be able. Imagine you waited till marriage and you find out they have a
I had
small-
other...
I would hate that. Like, I would be so
Well,
mad.
there's more important things.
I think
So
more
big it
important
would fit.
things.
Or that, yeah.
Well-
like, you can't leave it up to the marriage day, man. Sexual intercourse
But
is
let's
important.
play the other side of it. Imagine going into the bedroom on your marriage night and knowing that you both have each other for the first time. You never had
Yeah.
to share that human being.
Yeah, true. But then again, I lost
That
my
would be
virginity
dope.
to a virgin as well.
Or
so
imagine
I
if they were
kinda
really
already
experienced and they were an awesome way and you guys also had a connection.
Or-
That would also be really fun.
Or if they're a man, they might be thinking about other women for the rest of your relationship.
I don't think men stop thinking about other women just because they get married. I
that's-
really
think
doubt
men
that.
will do that no matter what.
No, men's minds are rather undisciplined. You are right. That is true. But they don't have other experiences or pair bonds, especially for young women, with pair bonds are a real thing to compare that to. But look, I will go back to what I said. Sex is a very powerful thing. We all agreed with that, right? And I think you
A
have
tool, one might even say.
it can be used. It could be abused. It could be, but in its ideal, which I fully acknowledge, it's very, very hard to do. Very hard, very difficult. But should be a goal that I would like to see more people at least talk about in a non-judgmental way that is worth aspiring to. And it's not impossible. It's not impossible. It's not popular, but it's not impossible.
Okay. Did you have a response, Aaron, or I thought someone over here had a...
I don't think so.
I feel like I had something to say, but
Oh, did you have... Yeah, sorry,
forget
did you
what it
have more?
was.
Did any, if you could wipe the slate, I know this is hypothetical, if that's okay?
Wait, I remember what
Yes,
I was
I'm
going to say
sorry,
now.
yeah.
You were saying that, like, oh, if you only have one partner, you're not going to think about other people. But I actually feel like that might make you wonder even more.
Yeah.
You'll be seeing all these girls online, you'll be watching porn, you'll be thinking about all these other things, and it's like all you have is one person. And, like, I don't know, I feel like that would kind of open up a lot of curiosity.
Yeah, that would drive me crazy. I would like always be wondering what I was missing and like did I miss out on something good because I was holding out for something that maybe turned out not to be what I thought it was.
Yeah, looking around, I can't say that I think I'm missing much, to be honest. Not around this table, I'm just
Shots
saying.
fired.
No, not around this table, I just say the country.
Oh,
No,
just
I
in general.
just in general, not around this table, I just, what am I missing? You know, I have and by the way,
Is
sex,
he missing anything?
Yeah, what?
Aaron, is he missing?
I mean, if
Maybe
you're
you wanna
saying
weigh in?
that
Sophia,
she's like
you
the
wanna
best,
weigh in? What's
like,
he?
No,
why could
I-
he be missing
like person,
something?
then no.
Pixie,
Not every
is he
day
missing?
is amazing, but
Well, obviously,
I
no
think
one's
you're
perfect.
missing out on some good threesomes. That's all I'm going to say.
okay. If that is the compelling argument, then
I don't know why that's not working. Our audio's
look,
bugged.
everything in life is a choice. I get to have a soulmate that I get to go on an adventure with and a beautiful daughter, and you get to have orgies.
You can still have a soulmate and a beautiful family and do porn.
So, Molly, I don't think you're right. And if it works for you, then you will definitely defy the odds.
No, I think it does work. I think it can be proven that you can
I know
still...
for a fact it works. I have friends with kids and like friends who are in relationships, getting married, and they're very prominent doing porn, fucking other people, having orgies,
Let me tell you
all that jazz.
Yeah, let me tell you a true story about a young lady who went to high school near here. When she started to get 15, her mom was a porn actress, and all the other boys would constantly tease her and bully her because they would show pictures of her naked mother, and it really, really hurt her. Do you ever wonder that for your future kids they might have to be confronted by that or teased or ridiculed by your line of work?
I know they will be confronted with it, but there's so many ways to answer this question. But honestly, for one, I don't really care, because to me, the way that I look at it and the way that I'm going to raise my kids, it says a hell of a lot more to me about the child who is instigating negative emotions in my child because of what I do for work, rather than my child minding their own business.
Do you ever worry that you might be producing content that could be seriously damaging other people?
No.
Okay.
Charlie, you were about to say a little earlier, if you could wipe the
Yeah.
slate clean,
Sure.
what was the question that you had there?
If you could wipe the slate, theoretically, and re-virginize yourself, and would you? Could you go back to the person you were as a virgin?
No.
No.
I love who I am now. I feel like everything happened for a reason, and I don't know. I love who I am now.
Would I take back the people that I did? Probably, but
fair.
yeah, like you said, it made like who I am. So no.
I think I would definitely do some things different. It's kind of ironic because this probably isn't the answer you're looking for, but if I was to start again, I'd probably lose my virginity for porn and do more porn things earlier on. But yeah, that's just me. But there's definitely some body counts that I do regret, just one night stands and all them lame things. But
What about they did? Did you regret just the
one night stands?
they weren't worthy, or?
Yeah, just like bad time, or like weird people, or like, you know, you get too drunk and you get in a situation you can't really get out of and stuff like that. But in terms of then all the stuff I do for work, I love that because that's like an art form for me. So yeah.
I want to circle back to something you said earlier, where you said that Molly's children, hypothetical future children, could be confronted with like her work, right? Yes. And I think that is not, I don't think there's any career path that precludes your child from potentially being confronted with what their parents say. Like, I know that you're involved in like political work and stuff like that. Do you ever worry that things that you've said online or done, or political actions that you've taken, might be like your daughter might be confronted by them by somebody who has like somebody's kid who has an opposing point of view? I feel like that would like, do you ever worry about something like that?
Oh, she'll definitely be confronted. It's not videos of me having sex online.
No, but you've said like
difference.
Tons of controversial things, right? So do you expect that any of that could like have negative effects on her well-being, or like how she's raised, or anything like that? Or do you think, and I say controversial like neutrally and descriptively, like objectively, if your views are polarizing, that's going to incite conversation, debate, discussion. Do you ever worry about like kids confronting her with these things and her not being prepared to know how to answer them, or maybe feeling like bullied or embarrassed?
Yeah, I mean that's a factor of being in public life for sure. Yeah, and hopefully I build her strong up enough to be able to endure that. Right.
Then I bet Molly thinks probably the same thing, right? Like just that sort of resiliency.
Do you think public political commentary is morally on the same plane as filming yourself having sex?
Yes.
Yeah, I think people, if anything, it could sometimes be worse depending on what the person is talking about.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree.
Oh, worse. Okay.
I think politics is definitely heavier than porn.
You think politics does more damage than porn?
For the actual life,
100%.
like the world, yes.
yeah. In terms
Her
of, like,
having
the world
sex
effect.
with other men is not disrupting the world.
Well, no, not just sex, but filming it and disseminating
I think
it.
it
but that's
actually
not
helps
putting
the
the world
world
into
because
shambles.
it gives
For
the
sure.
men a release of their semen that they can't get girls to fuck them, so they go jerk off to me.
All the lonely boys, you know, we're helping them. So
Also, I feel like it's their choice to watch, so it's, you know, it's not.
Well,
like
I was
it's
also going to
shoved or
ask how
forced
kids would
people.
know that someone's mom is a porn star. How would they know that?
Internet's forever.
The
Can you
internet.
scoot your mic
Yeah,
that way?
But why are,
internet is
I mean,
forever.
obviously kids what?
It would be a parental failure, basically. Like the parents are not monitoring their child's consumption of media good enough, and therefore they find porn.